In this lesson, we're going to add some floor finishes. Yes, finishes can be added to floors. Cool finishes too, like terrazzo or marble or even a shag carpet if you're designing a 70s themed hotel. Either way, this is one of the best features regarding floors. The ability to host any kind of material and material thickness. The objective of this lesson is to place a floor with the material built in for the first floor of the east wing. We will also make the floor capable of pitching to a floor drain. Open the file you've been working on, or open the file called Chapter 7 and follow along. In the project browser, make sure you're in level 1. Let's zoom in on the east wing. We're going to place a floor down on the first floor. On the Architecture tab, click the Floor button. In the Properties dialog, click the Edit Type button. Click Duplicate. For the name, call it 5-inch slab with 1-inch terrazzo. Click OK. For the structure, click the Edit button. For the thickness of the structure, let's set it down to 5 inches. Now what I want you to do is move your cursor over the number 1. You'll see a little black right-facing arrow shows up. Once you see that, pick into that cell and it's going to highlight the entire row. Click the Insert button. This is going to insert a row or a layer above the structure and above the core boundary. For the function, let's hit the drop-down and let's select Finish 1 with a delegation of 4. And when we put the slab in, I'll show you exactly what that means. We'll look at a section. For material, let's click into the By Category cell, and let's click on the Builder button. We're looking for terrazzo, and I don't think they have any up in the main materials. So what we're going to do is in the Autodesk materials, let's look for it. In the AEC materials, let's scroll down until we find flooring. In flooring, let's scroll down until we find terrazzo. Once we see terrazzo, let's double click on it. Up top, let's scroll down until we find terrazzo and select it. Let's check out what our properties look like over here. Here's what it'll look like when it's rendered. Let's scroll down to see if there's any kind of patterns. Surface pattern is none. For the cut pattern, let's go ahead and supply a pattern. Click where it says none. Let's select diagonal crosshatch, the small one. Click OK. We just hatched our entire floor. Click Apply. Click OK. For terrazzo, let's give it a thickness of 1 inch. Make sure you type in 1 inch, not 1 foot. It'll be some expensive flooring. For concrete cast-in-place material, 5-inch thickness, we want to make this variable, and here's the reason. If, for some reason, this floor is going to be pitched to a floor drain, what'll happen is they would screed the concrete to the floor drain. The terrazzo would be laid on top of the already warped, the concrete cast-in-place floor. So therefore, this is a variable increment now. It's 5 inches as a default, but in some areas it could vary. One last thing to do is click the Preview button. This is what it's going to look like. When we zoom in, we have our hatch. It's slightly shaded. We have our hatch on our concrete. That's not too bad for not having to do much of anything. Click OK. Click OK. Now it's time to add it to the floor. On the Draw panel, click the Pick Walls button. Let's pick this wall, this wall, this wall, this wall, this wall, this wall, and this wall, and we should be good to go. One thing I'd like to do is clean up this area right here. So go ahead and hit Escape a couple times, and use your Pick Lines button. Let's pick this wall, the edge of this slab, and this wall. It's getting a little messy, so we better clean it up. Click the Split button. Make sure Delete Inner Segment is selected. Make sure you get this line. If you're not getting the right line, go ahead and hit the Tab button, and it'll switch to the right one. Click that line. Now click that line. Again, if you're not getting the right one, hit Tab. Looks like we have some trimming to do.